Good morning. Last class we discussed the concept of subshells, and we know that the first shell has only one subshell, that is 1s. Second shell has two subshells, 2s and 2p. Third shell has three subshells, 3s, 3p and 3d. Similarly, fourth shell or N shell has four subshells, 4s, 4p, 4d and 4f. Now, in this class, we discuss maximum number of electrons that can be accommodated in a subshell. The maximum number of electrons that can be accommodated in a subshell. That means the number of electrons that can be accommodated in S subshell, the number of electrons that can be accommodated in P, D and F. Before that, you know that the maximum number of electrons that can be accommodated in each shell. The first shell or K shell, what is the maximum number of electrons? The maximum number of electrons that can be entered into the first shell or K shell is 2, that you know. Similarly, the maximum number of electrons that can be accommodated in the second shell or L shell, that is 8. This also you know. The maximum number of electrons that can be accommodated in the first shell is 2. The maximum number of electrons that can be accommodated in the second shell is 8. Similarly, the maximum number of electrons that can be accommodated in the third shell, not subshell, third shell or M shell, that is 18, and the maximum number of electrons that can be accommodated in the fourth shell, that is 32. This fact we already know. Okay, so the maximum number of electrons in the first shell or K shell is 2. Second shell or L shell it is 8. Third shell or M shell it is 18. And the fourth shell or N shell is 32. Now here we are discussing the maximum number of electrons that can be accommodated in subshells. That means the maximum number of electrons that can be accommodated in S subshell. Yes, it is a S subshell. The maximum number of electrons can be accommodated is 2. In an S subshell, the maximum number of electrons that can be accommodated is 2. Similarly, in P subshell, the next subshell is P. Which are the subshells we have? S, P, D and F. These are the subshells we have. S, P, D and F. The maximum number of electrons that can be entered in an S subshell is 2, and in a P subshell, in P it is 6. And in D subshell, the maximum number of electrons that can be accommodated in a D subshell, that is 10, and in a F subshell it is 14. That is very important. So from the shell concept, we are coming to the subshell concept. There are 4 subshells, S, P, D and F. Only 4 subshells we are discussing. We are considering only 4 subshells, which are the S, P, D and F. The maximum number of electrons that can be accommodated S subshell is 2. Yes, it is 2. And the maximum number of electrons that can go into the P subshell is 6, and the maximum number of electrons that can be accommodated in D subshell is 10, and it is in F it is 14. Very, very important. So we consider the mainly 4 subshells S, P, D and F. In S subshell, the maximum number of electron is 2, and in P it is 6, and in D it is 10, and in F it is 14. Keep it in mind. Now you can see that, so based on this one, okay, so we know that the maximum number of electron in S subshell is 2. S subshell is 2. That means maximum is 2. only one subshell for the first shell, and in that subshell, that means S subshell it is 2, therefore the total in that shell is only 2. But when you come to second shell, when you come to the second shell, there are two subshells. In the S subshell, the maximum number of electron is 2, and the P subshell, the maximum number of electron is 6, and the total in the second shell, 2 plus 6, it is 8. Clear? Second shell, there are two subshells, 2s and 2p. In 2s, the maximum number of electron is 2, and in 2p or p, it is 6. Therefore, total in the second shell, 2 plus 6, it is 8. That is correct. If the maximum number of electron in the second shell, it is 8. Similarly, if you come to the third shell has 3 subshells. In the S subshell, the maximum is 2, and in the P subshell, maximum is 6, and in the D subshell, maximum 10. Therefore, the total is 2 plus 6, 8, 8 plus 10, it is 18. So, the total in the third shell, it is 18. And that 18 electrons in the third shell is divided as 2 in the S subshell, 6 in the P subshell, and 10 in the D subshell. I think it is clear to you. Now, if you come to the fourth shell, the fourth shell has 4 subshells, S, P, D, and F. In the S subshell, maximum is 2, and in the P it is 6, and in D it is 10, and in F it is 14. Altogether, if you add all these things, you can see that in the fourth shell there are 32 electrons. So, I think this concept is clear to you. In the first shell, it has only one subshell, that is 1s. S can accommodate only maximum 2 electrons. Therefore, altogether in the first shell, it is 2. The second shell has 2 subshells, S and P. S can take 2 electrons and P can take 6 electrons. So, the sum of the electrons, that means 2 plus 6, 8 is in the second shell. Similarly, in the third shell, there are 3 subshells, S, P, and D. S can take 2, P can take 6, and D can take 10. Altogether, it is 18 in the third shell. Similarly, in the fourth shell, S, P, D, and F. 2 plus 6 plus 10 plus 14, it is 32. So, 32 is the total number of electrons in the fourth shell. Okay, hope this you understood. Thank you. We continue in the next class.